And welcome everybody to episode 22 Blood Saint Beers. We've made it this long.
What up? We're doing it.
22 feels like such a low number, but then you realize that's over 5 months, 5.5 months we're doing this now.
It's 11 times 2.
Yeah.
Like if you do 11 episodes twice, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Or if you
really
did 2 episodes 11 times.
That's basically all we've done. Just the same shit.
Over and over.
Time. Yeah.
Or you could do one show
Nothing's
22
changed.
different times. That's what we're really saying here.
I would prefer that. Because then we could perfect that one show.
Like Bruce Lee.
Yeah, something about kicking people or something. Like we should take write a script from this one and then just practice it all night until we get it down.
Oh, and then we can just do the show again tomorrow. And then the next day.
Just every day, multiple times.
And the next day. And the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome everybody to the
right
show.
now.
No guest this week, kind of fell through. Just me and Saint, as usual. We got some headlines to talk about. Nothing major happened this week. Nothing mind blowing. But I think the biggest thing to kind of pop up over the week was the Sonic movie and the images of what Sonic is finally going to look like. I don't think it's been confirmed anywhere, but they're pretty substantial leaks. And it's terrifying.
It's all we've been waiting for. You know, it's what we all wanted. I think there was one just full picture of Sonic of him just standing, and I think I laughed for a solid 15 minutes. Like I could not stop laughing, and I haven't laughed that hard in a while. It doesn't look good at all. It's just between this and Will Smith being Genie. It's just like, what are we doing with these characters?
Well, I sent it to you right before we went live, but at least someone posted on Reddit. I don't know if that was the original source, if it was whoever made it, but someone made a more realistic looking Sonic using the same effects as the leaked one, and just side by side, it looks so much worse.
Yeah,
like you don't think it looks that. I mean, it looks bad, but you don't think it looks that bad. And you're like, put it up against what Sonic should actually look like, and you're like, oh no, that's
it's just like proportions are all off. Like, I'm not an artist by any means, but there are proportions that are off on the new Sonic. Something about his legs.
I think it's
just like you took a human and shrunk it, but his head's body. Like still huge. Yeah, his whole body just looks like a child's, but like
you know good. The Incredibles, the kid, the son.
I've never seen The Incredibles.
Okay, well, for people who have seen The Incredibles, the fast son who runs really fast, the movie Sonic looks like a blue version of that kid. I don't remember his name.
Okay. Speedy.
Yeah, Speedy Kid.
Speedy
That's his name.
Tommy. Fast John. Yeah, the mock-up that
is what his name
Rendar.
is.
Okay, gotcha. The mock-up that person made, it does just look like they took like modern normal Sonic and just kind of gave him like the Detective Pikachu effect.
It's the same effects that's in the movie one. It's just like copy and pasted over pretty much. It's just,
like clone tool or whatever in Photoshop.
Proportioned. Yeah,
it ain't great. It's just it didn't look great even when you couldn't see his features. When it was just like the silhouette, everyone was just like, oh, like those proportions look bad, and then we see it now and you're like, oh, it still looks bad. You're great
with just the shadow. You're like, okay, it looks bad, but maybe with the proper face and the right details, it could still look good. And then it comes out and you're just like, what is that?
It's got a real Dragon Ball Evolution vibe to it.
Yeah,
where it's just like, that just looks wrong. Like you're just doing it all wrong.
It's just amazing that studios continue to have source material and then just shit all over it. Like Dragon Ball Evolution, Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's like they have this source material to go to and pull from, and there's like, any gaming movie really ever, and it's like, you have this. Why not use it?
And it's even weirder because it's just like, you could literally just, like, you've seen cutscenes in games, and you're like, that's super cool. Like, just double down on those. Just make it exactly like the game and make a movie out of it. I'd be fine with that, you know? That's cool. But they always want to change it and make it like their own thing.
Super creepy.
Yeah, they do want to change it and make it look awkward, bad, no good. But it is what it is. Not a big fan of Sonic anymore.
I'm curious to see like an actual trailer for this movie. I believe Jim Carrey's still playing Dr. Robotnik.
Oh my god. You know what I watched recently with Jim Carrey in it? I watched Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Yeah, of the Spotless Mind, I think.
Of the Spotless Mind, yeah. Pretty good movie.
Yeah, it's
pretty solid. Never saw it before. Yeah, it was pretty great. Jim Carrey's really good.
Then he kind of went off the wagon for a while and had some
he's crazy.
Real life issues. And yeah, have you seen his paintings that he does of like Trump?
Yeah.
And
they're weird.
They're out there.
I would buy one, you know, just weird stuff's cool. But yeah, he's loony. He's got a beautiful mind, a spotless mind. He's got a real smooth brain.
Almost like an egg-shaped man who could be a villain in a Sonic movie.
It's perfect. The perfect fit. There was some news last week I wanted to bring up. I don't know if we mentioned it offhand, but the Evo lineup was announced, and I don't know if you watch Evo. I do every year, pretty much.
I've watched some of the finals if I happen to catch them. Like I don't plan my day around. Oh, I need to watch this or that. But if it's on and I'm not doing anything, I'm like, oh, right, I'll tune in and see what it is.
Yeah, I usually do that for top 8 for most games, and then maybe throughout the weekend I'll actually watch just like random sets of whatever. So they had the announcement, and kind of the standout announcement to me and a lot of people was no Melee. Oh no. Oh geez. They didn't have Super Smash Bros. Melee. They have Ultimate though.
Is it just Ultimate, or do they have a second game? Is like Smash 4?
Ultimate.
Just Ultimate. Okay.
No, Smash 4 is basically
dead. That's Ultimate.
It's deader than dead. Yeah, Ultimate is just Smash 4, but better from most people's perspectives.
Right. And it has Sonic.
Yeah, put Sonic Fighters. There's that one Sonic fighting game, arcade game. I don't know if you played it when we went to Mall of America a few years ago.
I don't remember it at all.
Yeah, there was like this arcade cabinet. I forget what it's called. I think it's like Sonic Brawler or Sonic Championship or something. It's like a 3D. It's like Tekken, but with Sonic characters. It's hilarious.
Okay. I'm going to take your word on it.
Yeah, trust me. So they announced Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, Tekken 7, Smash Ultimate, Mortal Kombat 11, even though it's not out, Soul Calibur 6, Under Night in Birth, something.exe, something, Anime Fighter, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Blaze Blue, and Samurai Showdown. That is also not out yet. Just a new Samurai Showdown game out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's weird that they're announcing games that aren't out yet, but they know they're going to have that competition and that scene already. Like Mortal Kombat's just going to have that. But yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, they've done that plenty of times.
Yeah, imagine if GDQs were like that.
I mean, they probably could reasonably do that. Like what would stop them from doing that? Because there's like, I guess they would have the time frame. Yeah, I guess so. I guess the time could be like wildly not reliable.
But I mean, it's interesting not to see Melee on there with its history, but at the same time, I'm not surprised. At some point, it had to happen. And with CRTs, Ultimate being the game they are, or being the game it is,
it's pretty decent.
I think it's one of the things, if it gets a really bad response this time, maybe it'll come back next year even stronger. And it's like Melee kind of came back. It's like they had a huge vote or something, didn't they? A couple of years ago, like 5 years ago or something.
Yeah, they had a charity drive because they were like the last spot in the lineup, where just whichever game community can raise the most for charity. That will get in. That's how Melee got back in.
Yeah, so they could do something like that again, which they know would work.
It could, yeah.
Okay, you want Melee in that bad, you know?
Yeah,
time to pony up.
FGC does not like Melee either, or Smash for that matter. It's kind of like a known thing, but it's interesting. and I like Melee, so I'm like, oh, that's cool, but there's still like huge Melee tournaments, so there's still stuff to watch throughout the year.
Yeah, just because it's not in one tournament doesn't mean, you know, you still can't find plenty of other tournaments that have it. They go on like every weekend, seems like.
So yeah, Evo, that's gonna happen.
When is Evo? Is it summer?
The beginning of August.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some time away.
Las Vegas. August 2nd to 4th. I always remember it because it's right on my birthday all the time.
Oh, happy birthday to you. You
thanks.
You get no Melee this year. It's one less present than last year.
I want a GameCube game.
Well, you know, they won't be able to stream Evo on Stream.me anymore because it was taken down, I guess, over the weekend. Stream.me was another live streaming site, much like Twitch, or Caffeine is another one that popped up. Mixer, it's like those, but
I know Mixer. Yeah,
it's one I had heard of but never really kept up with. And apparently, over, I guess it was the weekend, maybe it was over the week, or some time has passed. But this article kind of came out breaking it down. The owners were getting threats against their kids, so they said it's not worth it and just shut down the whole site.
Why were they getting threats?
Apparently they just host that kind of toxicity on their platform. They kind of allow it. Like, people get doxxed all the time, is what I've kind of read into it. And it even said it didn't come from people. It came from 8chan, which where THQ Nordic did their recent fiasco of an AMA, which is another spinoff of 4chan, which was a spinoff of 2chan. A lot of history of just terrible website you shouldn't go to. But apparently they doxed the owners of Stream.me, and then we're doxing their families. They're making calls saying, we know where your kids go to school, we know where they live, and when the owners decide just to pull the plug on the site, saying it's not worth it.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah. Also, I found through this article, apparently, that Ice Poseidon's starting his own streaming platform called Scuffed.com.
That sounds appropriate.
Which I can only imagine will be the worst place to go on the entire internet once it's up and running.
Scuffed.com. Jesus Christ. Well, that's probably going to go totally fine.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Knowing Ice
Poseidon. Got Ice Poseidon's name behind it. Everyone loves him.
Investors are lining up.
He is a meme, so he has that marketing value behind him.
I don't know if marketing value is the right words, but sure.
I searched Stream Me News, and when I typed in N, the first thing that came up was Narcissa. Is this Narcissa stream here?
I'm not sure.
Oh, apparently so.
Well, apparently they do have like the owners have a meeting with investors or something over the next week, but they say it's very likely that it would be put back up. They're having a meeting on Wednesday, but he rated the chances of it coming back at very slim. So
that's really shitty.
Another Twitch competitor dies before it really enters the fight.
Yeah, not even like because of competitive stuff, just because of shitlords. That like, what are you gonna do if a group online really wants to dox you? Like, they will. That's what sucks about the internet. It's super shit.
Yep.
Especially websites like that, just like havens for just not great people. Ugh.
Yeah. Doxing, swatting, all that kind of stuff is just. It's nice to see news articles come out about those people getting caught and going to jail for long periods of time, but it doesn't happen nearly often enough with how much those acts happen. So
you can avoid it too if you're like savvy enough, like getting caught.
To an extent, the feds and everybody have ways to track those people down. It just takes a long time.
Well, good. Let's hope so.
And much like the Call of Duty swatter, I don't remember his name, and I don't want to remember his name. That ended up getting that man killed.
Fucking cunt.
He got caught because he went on an interview with Keemstar, I think it was. It was basically bragging about how they weren't going to find him, and then they caught him like the next day.
Thank God.
Or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's a crazy world. And speaking of crazy worlds, a game popped up on Steam and has been taken down.
Go right into more depressing shit.
Called it Rape Day.
It's a game on Steam called Rape Day. There it is.
Yeah, so I had to go and research this some more. I mean, it was basically put up as so when it got taken down, it'd get more publicity out of it. They knew it wasn't going to stay up on Steam. But it described as, let's see, description is Rape Day is a game where you play, or you can rape and murder during a zombie apocalypse. It's basically set up as a virtual novel in which you play a serial rapist during the zombie apocalypse. It encourages the player to verbally harass, kill, and rape women as they choose to progress the story. So, yeah.
Well, that's good. I feel like that's not the first game like that to pop up on Steam. There was one before. I forget what it was called, but it's like a lot of anime shit. Something like that.
Yeah.
Like rape simulator. But apparently it does not break any of Steam's rules for content. Which is weird. They got rid of a baby killing scene at some point in that game.
Steam pretty much allows anything, but if they decide it's too far or it's just not something they want to associate with, then they'll take it down. They don't really have a it has to fall in these guidelines type of thing. So there's some weird stuff on Steam, but yeah, this was pretty much like they put it up knowing it was going to get taken down, so they could get news articles about it and more promotion.
Oh, why I could take it down? What's going on? It technically doesn't do this, and it's just like you know what you're fucking doing. Fucking get that shit out of here. Like, video games are for fun, outlets. Sometimes you play GTA, sometimes you do kill people, but like, I don't know. That's just not anything anyone would be interested in unless you're already like super fucked up.
Well, it's like that game Hatred that came out that became big for being like, oh my god, it's gonna start so many school shootings and basically cater to that audience. They just push people to go out and actually buy it and play it. It's just like, wow, okay.
Yeah, get the ball rolling, get the social media and people talking.
So it's just a depressing time that we live in,
Yeah, it's just a lot of depressing shit this week.
The most depressing
I hadn't
was
heard
Sonic.
about this though.
I'd seen.
I guess we've only talked about sad shit.
I saw the news article of it being pulled from Steam, and I was like, oh, okay, something got pulled from Steam. That's happens all the time. And then I went back and looked at it. I was like, oh, this is just one of those games.
So it's one of them.
Well, to switch it over from depressing gaming news to well, not really depressing, but it's kind of fighting depression in terms of music.
What? Oh my god, no.
No, not going where you think I'm going with this. Although we probably need to bring that up. So recently, Corey Taylor, who is the frontman for Vocalist, he's not shy about sharing his opinions with the world at all, and there's always numerous headlines coming out. But recently, he's been talking about Imagine Dragons and how they have now toppled Nickelback as the worst music or worst band in the world. And the Imagine Dragons singer has kind of come out and said, I don't care if you make fun of me, but I am sad. Let me see if I can find his exact words here.
But I am sad.
It's not the person that causes me the feelings of stress and depression, but what it does to the world we as a band have created. How could it be possible to make a kid feel not cool listening to Imagine Dragons? I hate that thought. Wondering if my kids will be made fun of as they grow older because someone thinks my band isn't cool. So basically, he's just like, why do you have to say that shit?
That's precisely how it works.
Yeah, of like, people are going to shit on other people for their musical taste, and it's like, we shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, and it absolutely happens all the time.
Yeah, he goes on to talk about how it fuels the industry of like, we celebrate hating on each other. So it's kind of, I don't care for Imagine Dragons. They're not my type of music, but it was just kind of cool to see him come out and not just complain about someone making fun of him, but to actually say something like making it a positive note, like, hey, let's treat each other with respect and not make games about raping people.
Yeah, I came out and said that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Even though like Nickelback, they're pretty bad in my opinion, but they do have like a few hit songs. I guess they're okay. Uh, I feel the exact same way about Imagine Dragons. I really fucking don't like any Imagine Dragons, but I am past that age of like shitting on people because of their musical opinions. Usually, if it's a friend, I might take the shit out on them just for fun. But
it's one thing if you do it to a friend when you can do it in jest and they know like at the end of the day you're not really hating on them. But it's
yeah, for sure.
I feel this a lot as a streamer, especially for people who don't like necessarily talk up in chat and they just kind of sit back and watch everything. Is when I state an opinion on something or I say I don't like something in a certain way, they take it as an offense to them because they do like it. I'm just like, I don't mean it that way. I'm just saying,
yeah,
objectively, I don't like this thing, but you're free to enjoy it how you want, and there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, I'm past the point of like, oh, this guy fucking sucks. He probably listens to blah blah blah, or he looks like he fucking listens to that shit. Fuck that. Like that's like middle school shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've not felt that or really seen a lot of that in a while.
Man, kids are mean, dude.
Kids are mean. They're getting meaner, I think.
They will just tell you the truth.
Nothing but the tooth.
They will just attack you for no reason.
On the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Attack you in the streets.
They'll jump on Apex Legends and just tell you how bad you are.
Ah.
Because there are now 50 million accounts in Apex Legends, which is about a quarter of Fortnite's accounts at the moment. So it's getting up there, but Fortnite's still holding on strong.
I was about to say, what's I'm gonna check who's the top dog on Twitch right now.
Fortnite's kind of come back with their newest season 8, I think it is.
Oh yeah, Apex is third
because Apex was kind of smart to wait until the end of their last season and just kind of in that middle ground where there wasn't new content coming out and being pushed down their throats religiously. And now that it's kind of come back to that, people are hopping back over to Fortnite to play it. But I mean, even on Twitch right now, it's 118,000 for Fortnite to Apex's 103,000. So it's still
pretty
not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And PUBG's down to a nice 14,000. So it's.
Do you think we'll ever? Yeah, I was just looking for them too. I was like, I guess I missed it.
PUBG is sitting there comfortably between old school RuneScape and Minecraft right now.
Wow, that's a place to be.
Yep.
I mean, that's pretty good.
It's still beating out Smash Ultimate, if that means anything.
There you go. Where's Melee? It's not even on here. No big streamers.
It got pushed pretty far.
Nobody likes watching Melee unless it's like a top player in the world streaming, which is interesting.
Another game I had to go look for is Anthem, down to 5,000s. It's so far down. Like you have to scroll.
Anthem's been having connection issues or server issues recently.
They've been having more than that. So
they have all sorts of issues.
One of the biggest things that happened for Anthem, which was not great, is that apparently reports are coming out that it's bricking PS4s.
Good.
A lot of the reports have kind of seeming like it's not necessarily bricking. People are just going too far. It's basically blue screening. But they see other people saying it's bricking, so they're like, "Oh, mine's bricking as well." I'm sure it's happening, but
hard crashing.
I think some of it's a little overblown. People are saying Sony's giving out issuing refunds for the game, and other people aren't getting refunds, and it's all over the place. And Xbox starting to have issues, and PC's been crashing forever. It seems like so.
Yeah, it does look like it's just crashes, at least from a cursory glance at news. Man, I have it downloaded. I was gonna play it, but I just watched whatever stream. I think it was like T-Rex or Professor Broman or something. Just looks boring. Like, just looks like Destiny, and I wasn't into like Destiny. It's just grinding FPS dungeons. And I was like, maybe I'd like that if I was like, have more time.
I've been kind of listening to some other people who have played it, talked about it, and people who've played Destiny and all those games. And it seems like the kind of consensus is that BioWare and EA saw Destiny 1. They're like, all right, we need to make that game. And then they just didn't pay attention to any of the development after that fact. They didn't pay attention to Destiny 2 and just put out Anthem after just seeing like the launch of Destiny 1. And they didn't like learn anything. The story seems super bland, and it has these crashing issues, and it had
which is bad.
Quick play issues and
not desirable.
This launch doesn't seem to have the outrage of Fallout 76, but it's getting close. If there's another misstep after this fact, like something big happens, I think it could start rivaling 76.
Yeah, I think it's not getting that much flack just because it looks like the gameplay is solid. Like, it doesn't look very buggy. I mean, I haven't played it, but it looks like it works. It's just like boring. It's just not great. And then you have like crashes on console, and then you have connectivity issues, and that's when people like stop giving the game a pass because it's just like okay of a game. It's like when PUBG came out. The game was buggy, but it was still like fun at its core. So people were like, okay, whatever, a few bugs, it's fine.
Yeah, and it wasn't it wasn't necessarily crashing bugs. It was just like it just kind of
it's
janky at times. Yeah,
rubber banding sometimes. Jumping doesn't feel right, but like the core gameplay is decent. The idea is still fun. I don't know.
Yeah, it's. I don't miss playing PUBG, but I miss that first sense of like BR, and it's sort of janky, but it still works, and just having fun with friends. Like I still like Apex, and I liked Blackout and Black Ops 4, but it's, I don't know. There's something about just like that discovering a new genre and its early states was kind of special time. I don't know how to describe it, but I wish I could go back to the early days of PUBG without knowing what came after. Just wipe my mind and go back to there.
Just erase everything. Spotless mind. It's actually crazy how long League of Legends has been like solidly up there in viewership. Like I'm so done with League of Legends. I've not cared, but like it's got people coming back to watch. I don't even know like half the champions now. I can't watch it, but apparently people can.
It's like there's a video put out, and then someone just clipped it and basically made it a GIF on its own of like Steam data numbers of like over the years how much active players there were, and it just update it every month. And just seeing how long Dota 2 was by far the most played game on Steam, just like over time, until basically PUBG dethroned it for a little bit. It was crazy. I was like, wow, people really like those type of games. Like I knew people did, but it's just for how long and how much. I guess I kind of just blocked it out for a while.
Yeah, it's funny. I heard a quote from Nintendo guy passed away. Iwata. Yeah. There was a quote from like a long time ago when online gaming was becoming more prevalent, and he said something. He was like, "Online gaming will never take off. Like that is not like there are connectivity issues. You're not there with your friends. It's just not going to work. Not going to work." And then like fast forward decades later, everyone's online. Everyone's playing these massive games. And I was like, he's good at making games, but he was a little bit wrong on that part. I thought that was interesting.
I think Nintendo's like that a lot.
Yeah,
they're great at making games, but they're wrong about some stances about gaming.
Yeah,
online gaming's Nintendo's never been
online
great at. Like their netcode and friend stuff is just terrible a lot of the times. The region locking for a long time, they were like the last holdout pretty much. Like that was terrible.
Listen, anytime online comes onto their plate, they're like, "No, it's bad. Nobody wants online. That's why your online's bad."
Nobody wants to talk to people.
Come on, that's crazy. The phone. Nobody wants to play video games on their phone. Yeah. That's stupid. Well, we can get back to some depressing stuff.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. I already forgot this guy's name. Lead guy of Prodigy. He passed away. Keith Flint. That was pretty sad.
He was not the
suicide.
only one to pass away. Like, an actor passed away, didn't he, as well?
Luke Perry.
Yeah, Luke Perry passed away like on the same day. But
both really young too, which is never fun to see. They're both like in their 40s or something.
I was trying to look it up. I think Keith was 49. I can't do math.
And Luke Perry, Luke Perry was 52. Had a stroke, a massive stroke, and then passed away a few days later. Keith Flint, apparent suicide.
Yep.
You hate to see it. Because I fucking love Prodigy. I haven't like kept up with them or like anything like that, but I always listen to them. So that was not good feels.
The Prodigy for me is one of those bands like when dubstep was taking off and electronic music was all the rage. It's like, oh, you know, the Prodigy is like a name I've heard of before and I know their songs, but looking how far back in music they go, it's like, god damn, 90s. They've been around forever doing this. Like,
yeah, dude.
Smack my
They're
bitch
old
up.
Boys. They're SDA old boys. Fire starter.
It's like those kind of pioneers. It's sad to lose people like that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Hate to see it.
I don't got anything positive to talk about this week.
Well, it kind of happened more than a week ago, but we didn't get a chance to talk about it last week because we talked with Caveman about Digimon and all sorts of stuff. But if you're a Twitch affiliate, you can now unlock more emote slots on Twitch.
That's me.
That's some happy news. So
I need to make.
You can get up to 5 emote slots over time. It's like a new slot opens up each month. If you hit the sub goals, I think the first one's 15 and then the next one's 35. Basically the way partners have been unlocking it for a while now. It's like the more emote or the more sub points you have, the more emotes you can get, which is pretty cool for affiliates.
Yeah, I can have more emotes now.
I honestly didn't think we'd see the day where this happened. I thought maybe they'd do it where they just get 3 slots for free straight off the bat. But, you know, Twitch is full of surprises, and they said, hey, let's give affiliates more emotes. So
how
they
nice
can
of them.
Steal them from Baru.
Yeah, how nice of them to allow more tiny images to get uploaded to their servers. Must be taxing. I always thought that was weird, like emote limits. I was like, what? Just give people like 10 emotes. Start. I don't know.
Well, the thing is with partners, at least, is once you're a partner for 30 days or something like that, you can upload them and they're not checked. It's just like they take it on good faith, pretty much.
That's hilarious.
That your emote's good. But affiliates, it still has to go through the manual review. So for how many ever hundreds of thousands, millions of affiliates, I forget the number, they have all uploading like 3 new emotes. It's like, okay, well, it's going to take however long to go through, if there's 1 million affiliates, 3 million different emotes and make sure they're not stolen, copyright, which they don't care about that half the time anyways, or just against the guidelines.
So many Pokemon emotes, they're just uploaded.
Oh, yeah.
People make money off of
anything from a video game technically should not be allowed according to the guidelines because they are copywritten materials, even if you've done your own drawing of them. Fan art is still does not fall under fair use.
You can't even stream video games technically. Like, yeah, that's just developers letting it sail smooth. But yeah.
Yeah, if you're an affiliate on Twitch, you know, start doing those subathons. You get some new emote slots. Pay your artist. Don't give them exposure.
Yeah. If you want exposure and you want to do my emotes, just hit me up.
Okay. I want some exposure. I'll do your emotes for you.
Okay.
I know this really cool Twitch channel that's like super big and they have like 50 emotes. I'll just take a couple from there for you to have. You just pick them out and I'll download them and re-upload them for you.
That's fine. I'm down with that. Yeah. You can manage my channel, actually. I trust you.
I'll just go ahead and delete it.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to get, someone to do that for me. Games Done Quick still has submissions open until tomorrow, which if you're listening to this day of upload on March 6th, that's today.
Tomorrow.
Submissions end today. But if they're, March 6th.
We're streaming this on the 5th. It's going up on the 6th.
Yeah, that's
let's clear up that
well.
So it's not confusing. But yeah, submissions close on the 6th, and then they will have the tremendous task of going through all the submissions, which sounds like an awful idea.
Yeah, I was looking at them earlier. I was like, man, I'm glad that I didn't get accepted and then accept that role, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
What games did you submit?
So I submitted my stuff on Saturday or Sunday, I believe. I don't remember which. But I sat down, wrote them out because I had the time. The things I came up with were, I'm just going to get the small ones out of the way because they're kind of trivial. But Transference, which is a scary horror game. I submitted that. Prey 2006, which is the original Prey. It's pretty cool.
It's a good game.
Don't think it might get in. I don't know. Bioshock 2's DLC, which is another short one. It's just 20 minutes of DLC stuff. And then the two big ones, which I would really like to get in, but kind of don't think it's going to happen. Bioshock Trilogy, which is all 3 Bioshock games back to back, and the Dishonored Anthology, which is all the Dishonored games plus all of their DLCs.
You're crazy.
The story DLCs.
This guy, you want trilogy runs.
I would like it. I don't think it's going to happen.
You never know.
They might,
but probably not.
I feel like if they throw me a pity run because they're feeling nice, they might just do Prey.
Prey is probably the one I'm feeling,
which I would still be happy with, but I would really like to do at least the Bioshock trilogy because it's just those games are, I'd say, pretty beloved. People really like the Bioshock franchise, and they haven't been in for multiple years. I even put in the submission like these games and listed which ones. Bioshock 2 is in 2014, Infinite was in 2015, Bioshock 1 is 2016. So it's like, they haven't been around for a while, and they're kind of lacking on PC games. So hey, why don't you throw the PC community a little bone, maybe? Yes, but like I said, I don't expect it to get in. It would just be really cool if it did. So
I was actually looking at the submission count, and there's actually not a lot right now. I know there's a whole nother day. There's only 484 entries. And it's usually around like 1,200, right? By the end of it.
The thing is, there's probably a lot of submissions waiting to be public.
That's a good point.
Because when you submit it initially, it's private until they clear and say this is not a joke submission, or like a stolen run, or some issue with the submission itself. And then they're like, all right, it goes public, and when it starts counting. So there's probably quite a few still stuck in that phase. I'm sure even like a day or two afterwards, they'll still be there. Mine aren't even public, and I submitted them, like I said, over the weekend. So I'm sure there's plenty more to get through.
Then. Oh man, I might submit one game as a meme. I'm gonna submit Demon Souls.
There you go. You can submit Rape Day.
Is that on Steam right now, or is it taken off?
I'm sure you can find it if you search hard enough.
I'm gonna search it and get put on a list.
Yep.
Captain Marvel comes out on Friday.
Yep.
That's something that I'm completely lukewarm on and might just go see. Are you excited for it? It looks like a superhero movie that I don't know who it is still. Even after watching all these trailers.
But I'm not at the same time. I am because it looks like a decent movie, decent Marvel movie. Fine. The character is pretty cool, and everything I know about her and her story seems cool. So I'm hyped for that. It's just like the couple trailers we got weren't super mind blowing, and I know it's an origin story, so it's not going to be on the same level as like Infinity War. It's like now that Infinity War has happened and Endgame's a month away at this point, it's like. It's the same thing with Ant-Man and the Wasp when it came out. It's like, okay, I'm excited for it, but it's like, it's not on the same level. No, it's like Marvel's taking me to this place and I don't want to turn back. It's like, seems cool, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel.
It always
about
seems like these it always seems like these movies where it's like no one really knows who the person is. Fuck it, whatever. It still turns into like a really good movie because it's Marvel, like Black Panther or Ant-Man. It's like, okay, it's a good movie. I'm gonna go in expecting just a pretty good movie. It's like ordering a pizza from like a pizza chain. You're
Okay.
like, this was pretty good, and it was expected. It's very rare that my Papa John's pizza is gonna be not great. I see Marvel movies as Papa John's pizzas.
Okay.
Very consistently well produced. Shit that makes you shit.
But
something.
Speaking about Infinity War comes out next month, and we haven't even gotten a proper trailer for that movie. We've gotten a teaser trailer, but we haven't gotten. And I think we said on the podcast before. Maybe it was just us talking, but I thought they would put out a full trailer so they could put it in front of Captain Marvel, and that's like not happened. So I don't know if we're going to get a proper trailer before.
I'd be okay if they just did no trailer.
It would be like, amazing if they did. But
yeah, because the first trailer is just like nothing.
It's happened. Them like moping around, and then Ant-Man shows up at the end. It's like, hey, and then
they're like, my God, what's he doing there?
Then we had the Super Bowl like 30-second trailer where there's like, we don't give up, and that's all we've had.
Yes, we're going to fight, and it's the end game. That's like the only things the trailers say.
I guess 42
Captain Marvel is the trailer. That's a good point.
Pretty much.
Maybe there will be. I could see that being like that trailer will be right before Captain Marvel starts in theaters.
Yeah, but I mean,
I could see that happening.
They'd have to put it out online because that stuff would get leaked so fast. Online, anyways.
Exclusive to theaters.
Yeah, if only they did that. But there was another hero trailer. Super healer trailer. It came out this week. I don't know if you watched it, but Shazam got its second trailer for DC,
great.
Which looks fun, but at the same time, I feel after watching that trailer, I was like, this movie's going to start with 30 to 45 minutes of the kids as kids in an origin story you don't care about, to finally get into him learning his powers and having a fun montage, and then you go into a cliche fight at the end of the movie. That's what Shazam is going to be.
It's almost like he solved the Marvel formula.
But it's a DC movie.
Oh wait, this is DC.
Yeah,
he solved the DC DC is just figuring out the Marvel formula.
Yeah. With a character that was formerly known as Captain Marvel before Marvel took that name.
Oh my God.
And they even have another line in this trailer where they call him Captain Sparklefingers, which Captain Marvel of Marvel's nickname at one point was Miss Sparklefist. So they even throw that jab in there at the name. So
got him. Oh, cross comic book.
I know
thing rivalries.
This will probably pull an Aquaman and make $1 billion in the box office, despite being a pretty movie overall.
It just looks like another Marvel movie, not a DC movie. Like it doesn't have that grit looking, doesn't have that like moody tone to it.
Yeah,
so it'll probably be
Zack Snyder vision.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It'll probably make the popcorn munching masses happy.
I was not to harp on DC some more, but Ben Affleck kind of came out and talked about how his role as Batman and how he was never happy with it because he's departed from DC and will not be reprising his role. But he basically just said when he was originally supposed to be Batman, and then for the Batman movie he was writing the script and directing it as well as acting, and he just said the script was never good enough for him, so he didn't want to continue with an okay script, and it's and things kept going from there. He's like, I'm not happy with the way it's going, so he stepped away.
Damn, that was actually my favorite part about Batman v Superman was just Ben Affleck as Batman.
Yeah,
I was like, this is fine. I like him as Batman. I was actually looking forward to a Batman movie, just Ben Affleck being Bruce Wayne.
Well, he even said in the interview, I don't remember who the interview was with, but he basically said, I hope whoever continues it next does more of the like Batman as a detective, being the world's greatest detective and solving stuff and actually having an arc and not just like beating people up.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what he did in Batman versus Superman, is he actually like sat down and did detective work.
Batman stuff. Yeah.
So he definitely knows the role, and I mean everyone pretty much liked him as Batman once he actually got to be Batman. Because everyone hated it before they ever saw the movie. They're like, "Oh, Ben Affleck is Batman. This is gonna be the worst movie ever."
Yeah, I didn't get that. Everyone was so mad about it. I was like, "Well, he looks fine. Whatever."
Sometimes those accusations are pretty spot on with Jared Leto and the Joker. But Ben Affleck's Batman. Anytime Batman's cast, people are like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this guy's gonna be Batman." But it's like Batman's almost like never terrible.
Who would you pick for Batman, an actor?
I
know who I would pick.
They had some rumors about who the next Batman was going to be, and one of them I thought was actually pretty good. I don't remember who it was though. Let me try to find it real quick.
I would cast Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage?
Yeah. We have something against dwarves?
No. I just don't think that movie's gonna work out.
That's what you think?
Yeah,
can you imagine?
I cannot find this article at all.
Nathan Fillion as Batman. That'd be hilarious. I couldn't take him seriously.
I mean, there's a lot of like photoshops of people making him out to be like Bruce Wayne, like whatever actor it was, I can't remember, but it's like, wow, he actually looks. Because I think the problem is they cast for Batman and not for Bruce Wayne. When the more anyone can be a guy in a suit beating people up,
badass in a suit, yeah.
But it's harder to get someone that fills the proper Bruce Wayne role and actually be like the guy solving everything and being a detective and having that charisma and stuff.
Adam West.
Yeah, go back to Adam West. Can we just go back to like the old school Batman?
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Is he dead? Is he alive?
Adam West.
He did die.
Yeah, Adam West is dead.
Rip. Well, fuck. Who's gonna play Batman now?
Nobody. They should just cancel Batman.
I actually know nothing about comic Batman, admittedly.
I mean, there's also always been the idea of just doing like the Batman Beyond or Batman. What is it? It was a cartoon that is Batman in the future, and then they bring on the younger Batman.
Oh, is it like the skinny one with the red and black suit or something?
Yeah, Batman Beyond, is that the one?
I think that is Batman Beyond.
Just doing that, where basically just have an old Bruce Wayne mentoring a younger guy, and you could cast anyone as that younger. I don't know if it was Nightwing. I don't remember the premise of the show. All this stuff I'm talking about.
McGinnis. That was like the young guy that Bruce Wayne was teaching. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like you could use any young Hollywood actor in that role. Just have a really good old man Batman.
They're doing that young Bruce Wayne TV show.
Gotham. Which people say he's gotten better, but it still has that like CW look to it where I can't get past the soap opera feel. Like the Flash and the Arrow and all those other shows that they have now. The Supergirl. It's the soap opera version of it. I love the Netflix Marvel shows because they're more gritty and more violent, which is the opposite of, I guess, Marvel movies. But then DC went the opposite way of having dark and gritty movies that suck to having more lighthearted, cheesy shows. And it's like, I want dark and gritty shows, but I want lighthearted, funny action movies. I don't know.
I can't remember if it was Gotham. I feel like it's like a more recent DC TV show. But I guess I'm thinking of something else. where it's like Bruce Wayne in high school or something. And he's like all rebellious.
It's probably Gotham.
No way.
I don't think they've had another show.
A YouTube one called Wayne? Maybe.
Please tell me Wayne Brady shows up as Batman.
I'm Bruce Wayne Brady.
Yeah, unless you mean Smallville with Superman from way back in the day.
No,
where he was
it
in
was
high
like
school.
yeah, okay, it's the Wayne
Okay.
show. I guess it is a YouTube thing. Oh, yeah, American Web television series. First episode, January 2019. I remember seeing that.
Is it actually like official Warner Brothers produced, or is it just someone?
Yes. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, here we go. Produced. It's on YouTube Premium.
Oh, if it's on Premium,
Warner Brothers
then,
name on it.
I assume anything on like YouTube's actual service, if it's like a officially produced show, would have to go through it. Otherwise, it gets shut down real fast.
It looks like it's greenlit, and it's been airing for a bit. So that's cool. It's on YouTube Premium, so it's probably all legit. It looks okay. I mean, it's Bruce Wayne as like a high schooler, and he's all edgy and rebellious and emo or some shit. Be right down my alley.
I don't know. It's seeing them as kids before they're the superheroes. It's like, well, I mean, sure, I guess this is cool, but it's not the stories I care about. I want to see the storylines from the comics and stuff that,
No, you got to make as many possible shows and movies. Okay. But origin stories.
Well, okay, this is going to be a hard transition. There is an origin story for... No, it's not going to work.
For this transition I'm making into the new news story.
So the movie A Star Is Born featuring Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper came out and got a critical acclaim and whatever. But there's a parody that came out called A Star Is Corn, which replaces Lady Gaga's character with Jonathan Davis. Made by two comedians, I believe, are the ones who feature in it. I don't remember their names, but it is simply amazing. I recommend watching it.
It is a good trailer.
It starts off like nowhere on the page does it really tell you what it is. You just start watching it, you're like, okay, this looks like a really cheap parody of A Star Is Born trailer, I guess. And then eventually that music kicks in of just Freak on a Leash, where he's doing his thing. And it's
like where they're writing the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah, it's all the way down the page.
It's pretty funny.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's just a page of just garbage.
Definitely the highlight of my day was finding that clip. So if you want to see that, just check out my Discord. It's on Vimeo, so it's a little harder to find. You can't just go on YouTube and search it. If you just Google it, it'll pop up pretty soon. But it's kind of a lot of
running out of news.
The news.
Nothing going on. We can talk about what we've been up to.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up because yesterday I played through a game that officially came out today. So I played an early copy of it called The Occupation.
An early copy?
Yeah. So I managed to get a hold of devs and like, hey, can I have a copy? And they were kind enough to send me a key. So I played it yesterday. Not really knowing the premise. I saw a trailer for it. That was basically it. It's a sort of detective story where you investigate areas so you can get questions. I don't really want to spoil anything, but it's set in real time. It's like one of the first areas you go into is this building that you're investigating. They're like, you have a meeting with this person at 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock, and it's now 3 o'clock. So you have an actual hour, like real-time hour. Every minute in games is a minute in real life, to look around the place and look for clues, so that when you go into this meeting, you can present evidence of like, hey, I want to question you about this, and here's my information backing it up, because you don't have any of that to begin with. So just depending on what you find, you can kind of back up your questions and stuff. It was a great premise, but then it just ultimately completely misses its mark. near the end. I don't want to spoil anything. And
so you're solving a mystery? Is that what's going on?
There's a bombing that occurs that kills 23 people in this facility. I forget what the facility is called, but basically it's like a government agency type thing where they're pushing through this union act that would deport a whole bunch of people from Britain. And this is set in the 80s. 86 to 88 is kind of the time place it takes on. And there's a bombing there from one of the employees, and then it turns out that it may not have been him, although people think it was. So then you're kind of investigating, well, if he didn't do it, then who did and why?
Who done it?
And about the whole Union Act, because that becomes a part of it. But I think it's fair to say at least like the last hour of the game, maybe. Like myself and it seemed like a lot of people in chat were very confused at why things were happening the way they were.
Well, that's good.
It got very weird. Like the game should have ended at a point, and it just like kept throwing on little stings at the end, little epilogues. I'm just like,
oh, it's like Girl with a Dragon Tattoo.
Sort of, but not even adding to the story really.
It's just like, why did that happen? Why did I need to see that?
Exactly. And then the credits were a doozy, because the game has a lot of original songs and stuff, which is cool. But for the credits, it has like another song playing over it, but then it has someone like singing along with it at certain points. It's like someone recorded themselves on their way to work in their car, and it's like occasionally was singing, and then they got distracted by something or driving, and then they went back to singing for a little bit with the song. And it's like, wow,
I like that.
And just doing like random noises.
That's just weird enough to be interesting to me.
It doesn't sound that bad, but if you listen to it, you're just like, who thought this was going on? Yeah, who thought this was a good idea?
Dude, I would get scared, honestly, if like I was just listening to credits music and somebody started singing along with it. That would be honestly kind of creepy.
It's not like a full on singing either. It's like a joke singing with it, sort of. Yeah, sort of like that. Pretty much. And then after the credits, it goes to what I can only assume is like a collectible area where you can kind of see all the collectibles you got along the way. Like you're putting back into your apartment, which is where you kind of start the game. And you can look at certain stuff, but the way it's presented, it feels like it's another epilogue with the story, but you just can't do anything. It's just like, I still don't know. I have to go and watch someone else play it, or like ask the devs like, hey, is there anything after this point? Because it felt like there should have been the way it was presented. It's just, I was just like, it doesn't tell you anything. It's just like, hey, here you are. You're in this room again.
Do you think there's replayability to be had? Would you go through it again? Is there a reason to go back through it?
Initially, with the game, some of the mechanics behind it is the only time it saves is at the start of each chapter, which is basically like an hour's worth of content. Like you spend that hour looking for clues, and it's like, okay, well, if I got caught or something, or if I want to redo this, I have to load my save an hour ago, like an actual hour of stuff gone. There's no manual saves at all. There's also a lot of bugs in this game. There's one time I had to pick up a floppy disk, and the floppy disk went through a table and got stuck in the textures of the table. Luckily, I was able to bug the game again and flip myself into the table to grab it, because that's just what I do as a speedrunner.
What can I fuck up?
But had I not tried to break games before, basically for a living, I would have had to reload like 45 minutes worth of my game. And it seems like other people may have had the exact same issue. Out of some of the reviews I read, they didn't specify where it happened, but they said an item they wanted or needed was gone. It just like disappeared. And then ultimately it didn't seem like the evidence you gathered and the questions you had made a huge difference in the end. So playing through it initially, I was like, okay, it'd be kind of cool to replay this and try to go to the areas I didn't have the time to before and see what was there and what questions I can get. But the way the story unfolds and stuff, there are different endings. but they don't seem, at least to me, to really matter at all.
Does it seem like? Did it feel like a walking sim type game, like a Dear Esther situation?
There are
Like,
parts.
there's no real action.
The way it kind of sets things up is it's like a walking sim section and then an investigative section where you spend an hour looking for stuff, and then you go into like another walking sim section and then investigative section. So there are parts where it's open, kind of open world. You get like 3 floors or something to look around, and there's a guard patrolling. Just the guard's super buggy. Anyways, that's a whole nother topic. So it's not purely a walking sim, but
gotcha.
There are parts where,
kind of like
the beginning of the game, I definitely did say this. I don't think this is a walking sim, but it definitely feels like one right now. And then it got to what you're actually supposed to do.
Kind of like a. Did you ever play What Remains of Edith Finch?
No, I didn't, but I did watch a bit of it.
I'm just watching the gameplay of it. And it kind of looks like that game or Firewatch, something like that.
Yeah, it's made by the people who made Dear Esther, as Rogue Dark Jedi pointed out in chat, which is a walking sim game.
Well, Blair wants you to play Edith Finch. It's okay. I played through most of it. It is very, very good, very narrative driven. But I have ADHD, so I never finished it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I hadn't heard about this game until like literally today when I was Googling games that came out.
It didn't get a whole lot of attention. There was a trailer that kind of got, at least when I watched it, I was like, oh, that seems really cool. But I didn't think too much of it. And then I saw like another trailer because it was coming out this week. And I was like, oh, I have avenues to contact these devs to ask for a key. So it's cool that they did.
You got it.
I even tweeted at them, and they kind of tweeted back that they'd look into some of the bugs and stuff, but they said, because I even harped on some of the story at the end, and they said, we can't do much about the narrative presentation as we're pretty happy with it, but we can definitely check out the AI and some of the other stuff. So hopefully they do patch the bugs, because I don't think, like, the narrative was kind of just an objective thing. It's just I didn't care for the way it went. I guess maybe other people will. I don't know.
It's a really good type of walking sim is Stanley Parable. That's such a good game.
It's getting. You played that? I have not played it, but I've seen enough of it to where like playing it wouldn't be worth it.
Gotcha.
Aren't they making like a new edition of Stanley Parable?
I believe the one I played was like an official version they came out with, but I think they might be doing that.
Yeah, it's getting a remaster. I think it came out at the Video Game Awards saying like, "Hey, we're doing remaster of Stanley Parable."
That's great. That game is really great.
So maybe when that comes out, it'll have some more for me to maybe jump into with it. But
that would be so cool.
Yeah. I said it in my tweet, and the game's $30 when it comes out. The occupation is, I'd say, don't buy it for more than 20, maybe. Like, I got 6 hours of content out of it and had a lot of issues. So if you can get it on sale, or they actually fix a lot of stuff, I would say just wait on it.
That sounds fair.
It's also one of those things I would like to see the other endings. I just don't necessarily want to play through the game myself to get those. And I can't load back to a point without still playing another 3 hours of the game to work my way through it. So,
well, interesting.
And I have some other games that I'm going to be playing this week to talk about next week, because I'm kind of just knocking out a whole bunch of stuff I need to do. So I'm playing through Granny tomorrow, which is a horror game I've been told to play forever.
I've heard of that one.
Observer on Thursday, which looks pretty fun. It's like a horror. Some people say it's kind of like a walking sim to a degree.
Oh, it's got great reviews.
Yeah, I'm playing Doom Golf, which is a mod that lets you play golf in Doom on Friday, which just seems absolutely fun.
That's great.
And then I'm replaying Burial at Sea for Bioshock Infinite over the weekend. So getting around to playing some games I need to again before I go back into just speedrunning forever, working on things.
When you get accepted into SGDQ and you speedrunning forever again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, how are your congrats on BioShock Trilogy world records.
Thank you.
I saw you got you updated it twice. How was that?
Very exhausting. It's not super stressful because it's one of those things where I know I'm not performing at the pinnacle of what I could be. I'm not putting hundreds of hours into it, each game and each trick, hours on end. I will probably get there in time. I just know at this point I'm not, so it's not super stressful at that point, but it's like sitting down and playing something for 4 hours. And then like, oh, well, that run didn't go quite as well as I want. Let me commit another 4 hours of sitting down and playing this again. It's pretty taxing, just mentally and physically, just over and over, day in and day out. So I still want to do it and keep pushing that time lower, but I need little breaks like this where I can just play through games casually.
Yeah, definitely. I can never see like speedrunning all the time. I did that like when I got into it, but anytime I finish running a game, like a good time I'm happy with, or I just want to chill out, I need to play casually for a long time.
Yeah, it's speedrun. It's not really speedrunning itself for me that does it. It's just those time commitments, because I've been doing a lot of longer streams lately. Yeah, I did a 36-hour stream and then 24-hour within the last month, and then doing these runs. It's like, well, I'm probably streaming for 8 hours a day at least if I do 2 runs. It's like if I don't do that, then I feel like I've kind of wasted a day. So it's like putting all the time. There's a lot of stuff I'm working on as well. I always say this in my own stream, and I'm sure it pisses people off because I never talk about exactly what I'm doing behind the scenes, but there's a lot of stuff I'm working on, things I'm setting up in the future, which hopefully I can talk about soon. Maybe got something planned for the summer, maybe something for May. That's all because I don't ever want to like say something, especially if I'm working with someone else.
I have so many projects that are unfinished.
Because I don't want to get people excited, like, oh, he's going to do this, and then, like, it never comes, and people are just like, hey, whatever happened to you doing this amazing thing that sounded really cool? It's like, well, things just didn't fall into place or whatever. So it's like...
It's like when people ask me when I'm going to finish Metal Gear. Which I got to start Metal Gear Solid 4, which is arguably... the one that has the longest cutscenes in any of the Metal Gear games.
Is that the one that has like a 3-hour cutscene at the end? That's like basically a movie.
I think at the beginning and the end, they're like really, really, really long. Lots of eggs getting cooked.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour cutscene at the end. That you just sit and watch.
It's a fucking movie. Like picking up that game, I got mentally prepared just to watch a movie, essentially. Yeah, just looking on howlongtobeat.com, the main story is about 19 hours. Doing everything is about 28 hours.
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it would be.
That's probably like normal.
Yeah, I thought it'd be upwards of like 40.
Yeah, so I might be doing that in terms of my plans soon. But yeah, I got summer plans too, but I can't say anything.
So we're gonna keep all the secrets.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna stick to it, but I will be buying a nice, an okay DSLR camera and lens for said project or projects.
Ooh,
I'm gonna buy a nice camera,
like a super
nice, cheap camera.
Do you have a price range for that? Just a little hint, maybe. I don't know what kind of cameras you've looked at so far, but
I've barely done any. Like anytime I just search for DSLR stuff, I feel so overwhelmed with like options and like videos and guides. But like maybe like $1,000 on just a camera and lens, preferably. Yeah, $5 DSLR camera and lens. That'd be optimal.
Like the body of a DSLR
for photo and video
can cost you quite a bit, but like you start getting into the lenses. Oh, those can get.
I know those are crazy.
Real expensive, real fast. Like $1,000 on a lens is like nothing. Like just that on its own.
Entry level.
Yeah,
like maybe. Yeah. So I've been flirting with that idea, but I want something for more photo and video. and I don't like just using my phone, which is my best camera.
Yeah.
But
I'll say once I got, so I for anyone that doesn't know, I use a DSLR for my webcam, and because I want to take better pictures, it's like when it's used that to take pictures, I'm like, oh, this looks really good, and I like sometimes I don't feel like taking off its mounts or whatever. I just use my phone camera. I'm like, this looks like absolute trash on my phone. Like,
yeah,
sometimes I'll take a picture of something and like I'll want to upload it to Discord or Twitter or something. I'm like, I should really just take this picture over with my DSLR because this looks so bad. It looks blurry. It looks completely out of focus. The lighting's bad, although my lighting's just fine.
It's like when you first moved to an HD TV from a CRT. You're just like, you get used to it, and then you look at a CRT, and you're just like, wow, that was bad.
Or like the first time you put on glasses, and you're like, oh, I can see just fine.
Yeah.
You put on glasses, you're
I
like,
can see the leaves on trees. Holy shit, this is fucking crazy.
But you realize you've been blind like your entire life.
Yeah. I could not believe that I could finally see the board in school when I got glasses. It was shocking. It was absolutely shocking. But I'm working on a YouTube video, back on that grind. And there were a lot of times where I was like, I really wish I could just film just one quick little clip of just XYZ, or like take a quick photo of something myself instead of like Googling for certain things.
Get some nice stock photos of a man eating some peanut butter.
I used a stock video that I was like, it would be better if I could just film it, and then I could do this certain thing. I don't know.
Man, it's fun to watch through stock like video though, like B-roll and stuff of just like people doing stuff. Oh, that is a fun time.
It's pretty funny. I actually have a project that is, I'll give a hint what it is because I don't know if I'll finish it, but it is a
Jar
project
Jar
where
fanfic.
It is a Jar Jar porn. No, it's a video concept. I'm not gonna say what it's about, but it's only using stock video.
Okay.
Like I would like to film my own stuff. That's where the idea with the DSLR came in. But I was like, it would be kind of cool to just like see what I could do with only stock stuff, stock sounds, stock video, or like sound clips from movies or games. Fun little project. Stay tuned.
I think that's also like for anyone that wants to get in like editing, like trying to edit stock clips together to make a story or something. Like that's a really good exercise.
Yes.
So I've done
that's kind of why I wanted to do it.
Photoshop before. It's, using photos instead of videos, but it's like I want to learn how to blend these two images together or replace this. So it's like I'll do it all real quick, or I'll Google what I need to do this and learn something there.
Yeah, go to our was it Photoshop challenge battles? Yeah, dude, that's such a good Reddit.
But sometimes I'm like, oh, I feel like I know Photoshop kind of well and know how to do things, and I go over there, I'm like, no, I'm nowhere close to what they can do, or like high quality GIFs or whatever for animation. It's like, god damn, some people
people are getting good at shit.
You damn kids getting too good.
Got all this time and all this technology. Back in my day, I had Jask Paint Shop Pro, which sucked.
I had MS Paint. Met some crowns.
Box scraps.
Yeah, I just I was asking you last night for some, not really advice, but just like which editor to use and stuff, because I've been using for video Sony Vegas like 13, like super old school fucking shit that I've used forever. And I'm just like, you know what?
I understand that's pretty good. I've never used it.
It's all right, but it feels archaic at times, and I'm just like, I was kind of looking at like the newer versions of Sony Vegas and Adobe Premiere Pro and all sorts of other versions, and I was like, you know what? I'll just change it up. I'll try Premiere Pro for a little bit, see if I like it. It took me, I messed around with it a little bit last night, just kind of editing a little thing together for practice. I kept hitting like shortcut keys, and I was like, why doesn't this work? And it was pissing me off. And then I realized, I was like, yeah, it's not Sony Vegas. Those same shortcuts don't apply here.
They'll just be different, I think.
Like it took me forever to figure out how to split a clip, like a
video.
Yeah.
C to split, V to go back to your arrow.
Well, it's like
learning all the shortcuts.
You hit
like,
C to bring up the clip tool, and then you have to click on it to actually clip it. Like in Sony Vegas, you could just basically clip. You could put your marker on the timeline and hit S, and it would split. Like you didn't switch tools; it would just do the cut for you, which was nice.
That is a bit different.
I kept hitting S, and I was like, "This isn't splitting."
It's doing something. I don't even know what S does in Premiere.
I don't think it does anything. Z zoomed. Well, C was cut. X was something, and V goes back to cursor.
If I was in Premiere, I could, like, just putting my fingers on the keyboard. I actually can't remember most of them, but if I was in it, I've been doing a lot of editing. So if you need any tips or tricks.
I'll say the other big change for me is like mouse wheel in Sony Vegas like zoomed in your timeline, so it kept you on a point and it like would zoom in, so you could edit at a smaller interval. With Premiere Pro, if you scroll, it just moves your timeline over. It's like
you can hold Alt and scroll.
See, I didn't know that.
I need to watch
scroll. Need to watch a video.
Scroll does something else. Yeah, it's just tutorial videos. I've been doing it for so long. It's just like, oh, that's just this.
Also,
love it.
This has nothing to do with Premiere Pro, but it's well, it does, but it also has to deal with like NVIDIA's gaming overlay. To zoom out in Premiere Pro, you hit Z and then you hold Alt. So you're in the zoom tool and then Alt, so you can zoom out instead of zoom in. But if you hit Alt Z, the opposite of that, it brings up NVIDIA's overlay. And I was like, what?
Oh. Oh, it looks like you're trying to shadow play Premiere.
Yeah, it's like,
no,
get out of here. I had to turn that off.
Fuck.
I didn't even realize I had to turn it on. I was like, oh, God damn it. I was so frustrated, like trying to figure out keys by just like filling it instead of looking it up. And then that popped up. I was like, this is the worst.
Blah, blah, blah. Start mashing your keyboard.
Yeah. That's essentially what happens.
Like in Zoolander. The files are in the computer. It's so simple.
But I've also had like crashing and freezing issues with Vegas Pro in the past, so it's like hopefully this will, since it's a newer version of the software, we'll have less issues, but maybe not. We'll see. There's issues with the video format of this podcast when it's uploaded. You now know the reason.
In Premiere, or are you using the newer version of Vegas?
Premiere.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So Premiere's pretty solid. I've been using the CC edition, which is like
Creative Cloud
edition. Yeah, and I'm not a big fan. I had one of the it was named Adobe Premiere 20 blah blah blah, just like that version. Totally not pirated, that version. But I really liked just that plain version. For some reason, the Creative Cloud edition just doesn't feel as stable. I used to have a lot more crashes, but since they've been updating it, that doesn't happen anymore. But I do still like that just definitive year edition. CC just feels like there's something up with it that doesn't feel solid. Like they neutered it. Something weird. I can show you how to put explosions in videos with After Effects. It's really easy.
Oh man, well, I don't have After Effects.
I
don't have the whole package there.
They don't have the whole shebang. All right, if you need explosion, I can be your guy.
Okay, I'll send it over you.
Really lazily just plop an explosion on there. Like,
explosion on this podcast is...
It's actually really weird and interesting how that works. Like you just download their .mov files, like Apple's format.
Movie
you just
files.
drop those into... They're like movie files. It's like you know how PNG has transparent background? It's just videos like that.
Yeah.
But it has to be in a .mov for that to work or something. I'm a professional video editor.
And then everyone's going to now tell you how you're absolutely wrong and all those facts.
That's how it works. It's like the most basic thing that anyone uses After Effects for is, how do I put an explosion on something?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you just put the video on it. There, save it, import it to Premiere.
I've done workarounds with stuff like that in the past. In terms of just like in Vegas, I don't know how different they are, but it's just like I had like smoke over an intro or something. It's just like download basically a video of just
a video and then
smoke, and then I just
like
keyed out the black.
Yeah, you can do that too
to work.
That works just fine.
Or you just go and buy stock footage of explosions. On top.
Buying stock footage. I'm not spending any money.
That's where you get the best stock footage.
Dude, oh, that should be my project. I'm gonna make stock footage that's just like garbage. It's like stupid shit. Sell it for $100.
Just go and download a whole bunch of like people just doing random stuff on YouTube and then upload it as stock footage.
I'm gonna start filming people on the street and then sell it as stock footage.
Like, I'm sure that's not gonna go.
Video footage of stalking. Stock footage. Oh my gosh.
Got a whole new business model, and
I just made $1 million.
It's stolen.
Shit.
Apple's already on it.
I'm claiming it.
They call it iStock.
Footage. It's our new app that helps you stalk people.
We totally don't use this and send it to the government.
I don't see anything online the name stock footage spelled that way.
I'd be very careful to Google stock footage, like stalker footage. You could end up in some bad places very quickly.
What? No,
I think that was the name of a game that was taken off of Steam lately. It's just called stock footage.
No,
it's a virtual novel where you just stalk people all day.
I'll also throw in stock footage of like mushroom stalks.
Oh.
Or like some stuff like that. Yeah.
Just you mix it up. Well,
yeah, so I can be like, it's about mushrooms, not following people creepily.
What you should do is also make it a loot box feature where you don't know what footage you're getting until you buy it. Oh,
that's a really good idea. Holy shit, that's the future.
Stock box.
Oh my god. Dude, that might actually like sell, especially if your website does weird ass stock footage. You're just like, what is gonna happen in this video? It's like 10-second clip.
Yeah,
pay $1.
You don't know. We sign up to our monthly
loot stock
box, and then we'll send we'll send you a one clip every month.
You open a sock, and it has stock footage in it. It's called stock. Loot socks. We'll figure it out.
We'll get some investors on board.
Hash out. Yeah, I gotta pitch this in a Shark Tank show.
And you know who you should get for your commercial? Imagine Dragons. Just put that over top your commercial. And you're all good.
I'd rather get Nickelback, honestly. Imagine Nickelback. They should do a mashup.
Imagine Nickelback?
Mm-hmm. Nickel Dragons.
That sounds way cooler. Nickel Dragons?
Dragons made out of nickel would be pretty badass.
Like actual nickels, not
like
metal nickel?
yeah, it's just out of coins. They're all wrapped up.
Because that's how much they're worth.
Oh, that's probably a good, few $100. A dragon made out of nickels.
Probably
more. I could buy a DSLR lens. Or like part of one. A broken one. And fix it.
Well, what you can do is you can build the nickel dragon out of nickels. Use your camera to take some stock footage. And then upload that to your newly created website where you sell it.
That's the legendary unlock.
So that's a good business model.
Trade your stock footage. You can put your own watermarks on it. Be like, this is mine. Be like, yeah, you paid for it.
Okay, you're losing me on that business model. So before you tank our dreams,
no,
I think that's a good point to wrap up this week's podcast. We got some news headlines in there. It was a little depressing.
Uneventful. We're just chilling. Yeah, it was a little depressing, but just chilling, I
think we kind of pulled it back at the end. So thank you guys for watching. As always, this video will go up tomorrow. It'll also be up on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and wherever you normally find podcasts. If you're watching it after the fact or listening, you can find us Tuesday nights, usually 8 p.m. over on Twitch, twitch.tv/BloodThunder. It's my channel because I'm greedy like that.
And I do nothing.
Yeah. Hopefully some happy news will happen over the next week that we can talk about. But we will see you guys then. Goodbye.
Peace.